Liz.
There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do to start off is share my screen with you because we're going to, as I mentioned prior, we're going to do a little bit of a walkthrough through the website. And forgive me if I look like I'm looking off to that because I'm looking at my second screen here. Can everybody see that now? All right, so we start off pretty with the basics. So if you have a username and password, which hopefully you all do by now, you would just need that to log into the member side of the website. If you don't have one, again, as Pam mentioned, you can reach out to her and she'd be happy to provide you with one. But you just head up to this little area here and sign in with your username and password, and that gets you into the member section of the website. What we'd like to start off pointing out is our member forum, which is very actively used here at Selected. If you want to, this is going to be slow today, of course. It's thinking. There we go. It's widely used by our members, as you can see. So this is a place where anybody can post a question, answer a question. Once you register with the forum, you get notifications that a new question's been posted or that answers to your question have come in. But I highly suggest, if you haven't been on this page, to take some time and go back and look at some of the items that have been previously discussed. I think you'll find some interesting things there. It might even be something you're looking to find out about, and you'll get the answers here. Our members are very interactive and love helping one another out. Much of this information we pick up too and keep on our website. We archive it so that we can have it for future use, as you'll see when we get to our toolbox a little later in this presentation. So highly recommend you make your first stop the forum and check that out. So the first tab here is our meetings tab, and that's exactly what it says. It's just a list of the different meetings that we have here. As we've mentioned, our annual meeting's coming up next month. We would love to see you in Disney if you haven't already registered. I think this is the last 2 days for early bird, right, Rob and Pam? So get your registration in. It's going to be a great meeting. You can visit this page to see the agenda and, you know, the overview booklet, some of the speakers we're having, some of the activities. I think that it's going to be a great event and we would love to see you there. But the first thing I want to point out is just the event calendar. So if you bring the event calendar up, you'll see a whole list of everything that we have coming up in the near future. And I do, in addition to the annual meeting, we have Selected Study Groups Day, which Pam will get into a little bit when we talk about our programs. And then the one other thing I want to really spend some time on is linking leaders. So this is a new event that we started last year. It's quarterly only, and it is kind of mastermind style discussion with our members. It's all member led. We usually survey the members that have registered prior and ask them if there's any kind of burning questions they want to throw out to the group. And we will, start off the discussion with that. If there's not, we usually have some in our back pocket, but almost always they're not needed because typically the members usually take it away with something that's going on. The one we had last was a few weeks ago, and it was on, somebody brought up staffing, which I'm sure you can all relate to. And we actually could have gone longer than the hour. We kind of had to cut everybody off at the hour and stop the discussion, but it was a fantastic discussion. So just tips on how to network with mortuary science schools and things like that to position yourself to get the best of the best as far as employees go, and how to retain them once you have them. So we had members from all over the country. This has been a rapidly growing program that we have. Again, it's only every quarter. So I highly recommend you register for that. So it's on your calendar. All you have to do is click the link and register, and you'll be sent the Zoom link and the calendar request. So that's the event calendar. Some other things coming up we'll touch on when we get to communities, like the Next Gen seminar. And of course, we already have plans for our 2025 annual meeting in New Orleans next year. So I'm going to let Pam go over programs.
Well, one of the programs that Liz briefly mentioned on is the Selected Study Groups. It's members from a cross section across the United States and Canada. You would be put in a, I don't know if anyone on here is already part of the study groups, everyone who is, says it's a very valuable program, that they know that anytime they have a question, they can pick up the phone and ask someone else in their study group, that, you know, it's very valuable. They do meet the day before the annual meeting starts. If anyone wants an invitation to their luncheon to get a feel for the study groups, we can make that happen if you're in town for that annual meeting. There is an additional fee for this program. They typically enroll a new group during the annual meeting, and they have a spring meeting and they have a fall meeting. If anyone wants more information on that, we can put you in contact with selected staff members who are responsible for that group. The Selected Leadership Academy is for up-and-coming leaders. It's a 3-year program. You'll be receiving information on it in the November-December timeframe. Enrollment begins in January, and there are scholarships available for that. Again, anyone who has been a part of it says it's a very valuable program. They, you know, a lot of firms send multiple staff members to it every year just because the training is so fabulous that they receive. The transfer service is our network of selected members who have agreed to work with members across the country if they do have to transfer to a different part of the country. If you're not a part of it, I can certainly email you the enrollment form. There's no fee to join. If you look at Find a Firm, if you're looking for a member in a certain part of the country, the logo will be there if the firm is participating in the transfer service program. The survey program is an annual. Every firm is eligible for 50 free survey forms. It's a March 1st to end of February. If you haven't received your survey forms for this year, I'm more than happy to send them out. You will be receiving information on the sign up for next year's program in the November to December timeframe. The next two options here are better handled by Stephanie.
I invite her to talk about those.
Okay, yeah. So the Institute for Exceptional Funeral Service is a suite of highly curated online courses. We apply for 8 hours of continuing education through the Academy of Professional Funeral Service Practice and several other states as well. This program is currently powered by NGL. What that means is that they're really helping us keep this thing up and running. And they are also funding a massive discount, registration discount for selected members. So I'm going to drop some stuff into the chat as far as coupon codes and access for registration. But all of the courses in here, full price are $195 per course. But as a selected member, because of NGL's support, you get a 75% off code, which is, you can enter it at checkout. It is NGL selected member, and I'll drop, like I said, I'll drop that into the chat. But NGL selected member will get you 75% off. So that's less than $50 per course. And the courses, all of these courses are really designed more for newer funeral professionals that are on your staff, and not necessarily just funeral directors, but really anyone that's answering phones, anyone that is in contact with families, even someone that's opening the doors for you, that is an assistant at services. These courses are designed to provide that foundation of basic how to hold yourself, how to present yourself, how to interact with families, how to navigate conflict with families, how to help guide your families through grief. This one that's up right now, this Guiding Families Toward Meaning and Healing, that is a fantastic course. Some of these are great for people at all levels, like that one, I would say. And then also if you keep scrolling down, some of these for decision makers. So for you, Brian, you know, as an owner, these are courses that I would recommend, these two here. But like I said, $50, less than $50 per course. Really fantastic, great refresher of skills, but also, you know, to help kind of create that that solid foundation of knowledge for everyone on your staff. And they're on demand, they're all done online, they're all of the content is developed by experts in the field, right? So some actual selected members like that Guiding Families Toward Meaning and Healing that I mentioned. That course was developed by a selected member. Bill Hoy does a course for us. The Family Conflict course was done by Bill Hoy. So these are big names, recognizable names that have developed this content specifically for these courses. They are self-paced. You can do them whenever you want, register, and you've got access for a couple of months. Downloadable resources, especially these here, these first 4 here under new professionals. These come with, you actually get a mailed booklet, 24-page booklet with all of the resources. These are great workbooks for your new hires, of people that are you know, relatively newer to the profession on your staff.
Where do you want to head next up to?
Let's go to workforce development. Go on down to the employment center. So the Institute, the Selected Educational Trust, our mission is all about supporting lifelong learning with an eye towards the future of the profession, building the future of the profession. And that manifests in a couple of different types of programs, right? So we talked about the Institute, about training, but our workforce development tools, these are all about staffing and about recruitment. And so what we're looking at here is the Employment Center. So this is a great place for you to post job listings. Only selected members are eligible to post these job listings here. These are only selected members. However, these postings are then visible to the public and shared with, so the trust has a massive mailing list, a massive contact list of over 15,000 people. Those are students, those are mortuary science schools, those are professionals out in the world, not necessarily just selected members. And every single one of these job listings gets pushed out to everyone on our mailing list. So you're getting huge visibility when you were posting a job listing here. And then let's go to the Career Center. You're not going to be able to see much when you go into the Career Center, but go ahead and click on it. So this is for people that are job seeking. They can anonymously post themselves as a candidate for you as a selected member to review, to peruse, and then we kind of play the match game, right? So you can look at the candidate listings. If you click on that private link there under Career Center, you'll have to log in, so I'm not sure that you'll be able to see it, but you'll be able to see all of the anonymous listings. Oh, there you go. All of the anonymous listings that are currently posted. You peruse these, we update them quite frequently. If you see someone that kind of matches the experience and region that you're looking for, it's really simple. Down at the bottom of this page, there's a form that you can fill out, comes directly to us. We share that information back with the candidate, and if it's a match, we connect you. This has been a really useful tool, and I think it's one that gets that isn't, I don't think a lot of our selected members are aware of, but I think it's a really cool, useful tool, and it's free to use. We are constantly adding new candidates here. These are coming from our interaction with mortuary science schools and just with our outreach in the community as well. Lastly is job fairs. So job fairs, there's nothing to see right now if you post on it because we don't have any current job fairs up right now, but we do a mix of in-person and virtual job fairs throughout the year. And these are a great way to get out in your local community and interact with Port Torrey Science students that are looking for a job, looking for an internship, or, maybe on just down the line. It's a great way to, not necessarily if you're looking to hire right now, but if you are just want to get the name recognition out there, you're building the potential for the future of when someone might be looking for a job. So I think they're a really great tool. They are free to participate in for selected members. We try to keep them also exclusive to selected members as well as much as we can. So that's workforce development. Those are our tools for kind of recruitment. And then finally, the last thing that I want to mention regarding the trust is our scholarships. Pam mentioned the Selected Leadership Academy. So go ahead and click on the Selected Leadership Academy scholarship, scroll down.
Sorry, these are a bit slow today.
Yeah. So we have a whole variety of scholarships available, but this one is really special. We offer 2 full ride scholarships a year to the Selected Leadership Academy. Pam mentioned a little bit about it. This is an amazing program. It is a very academic, very integrated program. You get a lot out of it. It is 2 years. It is a major commitment of time and financial resources, but the trust will provide, it's like almost $5,600 value of this scholarship. And we do 2 of them a year. So if it's something that you are thinking about either for yourself or for someone on your staff that you want to invest in, when we talk about staffing, we talk about recruitment, we talk about training, but retention is such an important piece, and investing in your staff with something like this program is an amazing way to do that. And the trust offers you a way to do that is, very minimal expense to you. Other scholarships that we offer, really the cornerstone, I think, of the trust is our second career scholarships. Those are from mortuary science students that are entering the profession maybe a little bit later in life as a second or third career. But if you've got, funeral assistants or interns on your staff that are in school, encourage them to apply for the scholarship. It's really easy to do. And it is, an easy $1,500. We do those twice a year in the spring and the fall. That's a quick, really high level, really quick overview of our trust programs. Any questions? Anything that I kind of glossed over a little too quickly?
No questions for Stephanie?
Well, I'm always available. If you ever, just want to chat or have questions or want to learn more about a program or about what we're doing over at the Trust, feel free to reach out to me.
Thanks, Steph.
Yeah.
Okay, before I go into communities, while Stephanie was speaking, I neglected to mention under meetings, I wanted to talk a little bit about group roundtables, and I think I missed it because we just finished our first round and they weren't on the calendar. So that's usually my cue to talk about them. But we do offer other opportunities to meet face-to-face throughout the year, and that is through our group roundtables. It's a more intimate regional discussion. They meet typically they come in the night before the meeting and go to dinner, and then they have a day of meetings with speakers or just open discussion. If you don't know what group you're currently in, there is a map. And I apologize because this has just been so slow today. If you go to the list of our board of directors, it'll display a map for you of our membership is broken up into, oh, did I go to the wrong page? I'm sorry. I think it was under roundtables. There it is. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. So this is how our membership is broken up into the 6 regions. If you don't know which one you fall under, you can find your state and see. And Typically, we try to do one round for each group of roundtables in the first half of the year, and then we are currently working on scheduling them for the second half of the year, which almost always happens after annual. So keep an eye on the meeting event schedule for the upcoming roundtables. You should get emails from your board of director representative as it gets closer, inviting you to the roundtable. And also, just because you're in, I also want to mention, if you're in a certain group, you're welcome to attend any group roundtable. It's not because you're in that group, you can only go to group 4 or group 5. There's a lot of members who kind of are on the border, or they want to hear the information that's being discussed in the group roundtable in group 2. So they make the trip to go. You're welcome to go to any. It's just, we find breaking them up more regionally gives opportunity to discuss things that are more pertinent to that area of the country or that region. So I did want to touch on that because I had forgot. All right, on to communities. So we have 4 primary communities here at Selected that your employees can partake in, or you yourself can partake in. It is First Gen for first generation funeral homeowners, Next Gen for the next generation of funeral homeowners, Funeral Home and Cemetery Management, which is exactly what it states, for those who operate, owner-operated cemetery, or maybe thinking about doing so in the future and want some advice and knowledge building. And our Women in Funeral Service, which is exactly what it says, to all women in any role in any firm within Selected. So Next Gen and Women in Funeral Service are our largest and most active groups. Women in Funeral Service is kind of in the middle of a reboot right now, so we're planning some fun activities for them next year. Next Gen is a very large and welcoming group. They even have their own seminar in January every year, which I kind of touched on when you saw the calendar. The seminar is a fantastic opportunity to network with like-minded individuals. It's usually somewhere warm and sunny. They like to go at the end of January. This year, we're going to St. Kitts. Can't say enough about this group. They're very warm and welcoming. They do quite a few events during this seminar. Last year, we had a speaker from the Ritz-Carlton that was fabulous. So they bring in some great content, and they do a lot of networking and have a lot of fun together. So highly recommend getting involved in that group. All 4 communities have their own luncheons at our annual meeting too, which provides another opportunity for you to network with one another. We have some great things planned for those coming up next month, and we hope that we will see you there. If you are not already registered in a community, you can do so by emailing Pam or me, but there's also a community enrollment tab under the communities button here, where you can just check the box of all, or whichever ones are applicable to you that you want to join. This does not obligate you to anything other than we don't want you to miss out on the information about upcoming events. So it will get you on the mailing list of what's coming up within those communities. And I'm going to go on to tools with Pam.
Well, I don't know if Rob wants to touch on the Selected Acquisition Marketplace. The first thing on the tool list.
Sure, absolutely. So this is something we created a couple of years ago. Everybody knows that there's a lot of acquisition activity going on out there, but there's also a lot of mergers and purchases of funeral homes to help grow. So this is an area on the website where members are able to list their firm if they are in fact interested in selling. Members are also able to subscribe to be able to see any of the firm listings that appear in the marketplace. And there are also brokers who are able to list firms for sale here. And again, this is really just a tool to be able to connect members with each other, to keep firms independent if at all possible. And there are also resources in this area in regard to succession, in regard to valuation, and anything involved with with acquisitions. So yeah, this is a great place to go check out. And if you're interested in subscribing, simply let us know, and we can help you get signed up.
The best practices exchange is exactly what it kind of says. We have put different articles out there that have either been in the bulletin or presentations from various meetings, something that is arranged by different categories. So it's a quick way to look for some articles on different topics that have been in either a meeting or in one of our publications. The best section here is under selected business solutions. If you're looking for any sort of legal forms or legal guidance, this is one of the most heavily accessed areas of the website. It's a great member benefit. If you have any questions, Sarah is available to answer your questions, take your phone calls, take your emails. If you have any of your own forms that you're not sure if they're, if they need some tweaking, she's more than happy to review them. A lot of the forms on here are what she has provided, that you can download them and just, fill in the blank with your firm name, your location. We have other things on here that some members have provided and we have put on here. One of the members posted to the forum and said, in case anyone has to do a transfer to India, this is what we found out, you need to do, or to Mexico, and we put those links on here. It's a great starting point if you're looking for any type of information and don't know where to begin. This could be the place where you'd find something. Sarah is also very active with the FTC and is monitoring anything that's going on with that, and we'll put that content there. There are all kinds of tips here as to what's going on. She has also spoke at times on the Linking Leaders as to some things that are going on. The latest was on the mystery shopping program, and her guidance was just make sure everyone is following the same script so that no matter who answers the phone, the information that they're giving out is exactly the same across the board. We also have other tips on marketing. We recently put radio ads available for download on all different topics. Some of them are, what it means to be a selected member. There's just a host. I mean, you could spend days just under the toolkits alone. There are some other people have put things under their HR policies. Does anyone have a guidebook? Some of the policies we've put those here. If you're not sure where to start, this is I just can't stress how much the toolkits are a great place to find just a host of information on here. And a lot of the content here we do also have from the annual meeting. So under the succession planning, we have a lot of videos that were presentations from the past annual meeting or slides, and you can find that content here.
Yeah, there's enough here to keep you busy for quite a while.
If you do under the membership option, if you don't have the selected logo on your website or that, you can get it here. There's also logos if you want to put on your stationery. A lot of people do that, or also if you are enrolled in the transfer service, you can get that logo to put on your website.
Any questions so far?
If you need any help with getting the logo, we can also email it to you. Just let us know. We're here to help.
You want to go into the store now, Pam?
In the store, there are a host of brochures that we offer for sale. A lot of them can be customized with your firm name, your logo. If you see any type of literature and you're not sure just what it is, we're more than happy to send out a sample brochure to you. Just send us an email, give us a call, and we can get those in the mail to you.
Awesome. So then the last thing we want to go over is just our preferred partner page. This is where you can find partners that we endorse for any, you can find it for any category that you might need. Or you can also search by company. If there's a company you're thinking about working with and you want to know if they are selected, approved, you can enter them in here and search. But anything that you might have a need for, you can search and find one of the preferred partners here, and they are more than willing to work with all of our members. So, oh, and Pam, did you want to talk about Find a Firm as well? I know you touched on it before, but
Yeah, one way that we recommend that if you're not sure if we have your updated information is just look up yourself. If you are logged in, you see more information about your firm, including staff information, all the staff contacts with their email addresses, what attributes you have, if you have a crematory, if you have a catering, if you have a flower service, than the general public. So this is a good place to be sure that we have all your branch locations. We have, the features of the firm there, and all the up-to-date contents. If you ever find any information that's incorrect, you can send an email to member@selectedfuneralhomes.org. Let us know the changes, give us a call, and we'll get all your information updated.
okay, so that's basically, a brief overview of everything that we have to offer. Megan, Brian, and I think John was on the call too. Is he still there? Do you have any questions for us?
I do not have any questions. That toolkit is going to be very useful.
Everybody's amazed when we show them that toolkit because they have no idea it exists. And like Pam said, you could spend hours in there. There's so much great information that
Absolutely. That's going to be very helpful.
worth the price of admission right there.
Yes.
And if you have anything to contribute, you can pass it along too. We like to highlight what different members do. All the different perspectives are beneficial to the membership.
Perfect.
All right, any comments from the staff that you want to add?
Nope, there's a lot there, and honestly, I don't, we didn't even cover it all, but we certainly touched on some of the key things. And as we've reiterated, if you ever have a question, if you ever need guidance, if you don't know where to go for something, we're all here to help you. You are the reason why we are here. So we are excited to have you here today, and obviously appreciative of your membership. But don't ever hesitate to reach out to any of the staff for guidance and assistance at any time.
Yeah, and as we've talked a lot about retaining staff, and there's so much here to offer your teams that use this as an added value benefit to your benefits package. And if you want us to do a separate benefits refresher just for your teams, we are more than happy to schedule that and do that because we would love to have them involved.
Yep.
So just reach out to Pam or me and we will get that on the calendar. Would love to do that for you, Brian.
Perfect.
And Megan. All right, well, with that, we'll let you go, and we thank you again for your time. We know it's difficult for you to get time carved out of your day, but we loved having you here today and look forward to seeing you soon.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.